The early advice that shaped my career was to learn to advocate for myself. Because the biggest entry for women sometimes isn't capability, it's permission. And you have to give yourself permission to advocate for yourself because nobody knows your strengths, weaknesses, and your aspirations better than you. So for me, the progress I've seen with Global Relay specifically is representation of women in different layers of leadership. And I think it really started with Shannon, but you can see it across different layers right now in our organization. And that kind of representation is really important because it shows women what's possible. What needs to change isn't really what needs to change, it's more what needs to continue. And we need to continue to amplify that level of representation. We need to continue to amplify diverse voices. So investing in others has been critical for our team because we decided early on to invest in junior talent and invest heavily in their growth in the company. So what that enabled us to do is it enabled us to not only retain those juniors, it enabled us to have a stronger pipeline, hiring pipeline, because now those juniors have moved into senior roles in the organization and are able to take up leadership roles themselves and train up others and make our hiring pipeline quite strong in that regard. Diversity is really important from my day-to-day perspective, and it really starts with even the pod, right? So a pod is a multidisciplinary unit in our development ecosystem, and the people in that pod not only come from different backgrounds, cultures, but also from different disciplines. So you have QA, developers, DevOps folks, and even product management all working cohesively to deliver our products. And I think to see that cohesion is really important because it really shows you the strength of different voices coming together to deliver something. I spoke out against a technology decision, and though that didn't go the way I wanted it to go, in that moment of failure, I received a lot of valuable feedback for my personal growth, especially in areas such as conflict resolution, as well as how to balance having different opinions but not wanting conflict. Because I have a tendency not to want to engage in conflict, but at the same time, I have strong opinions. So for myself, I really had to balance those both for my own integrity. That you have more power than you think. And the only risk is thinking that you don't. Technology, compliance, these spaces have their challenges, but so does every other industry. So some spaces you might go into and you might feel like it's a little bit intimidating, it might feel unfamiliar to you. You might even think, I don't belong here, but you do. So make the most of your opportunities. Take up space, build meaningful relationships, and use your voice.